Hey, everyone, and welcome to a pretty little podcast. I'm Allie Violet Vixen Commissaro. Tonight, we're welcoming back our friend Kevin from Poet the Band. They have been busy gearing up for tour and preparing to drop their fresh new single. Flooding our For You pages with fun teasers, we're diving straight into what inspired their music, what they are and aren't sharing in their documentary, and when they have planned next. Please welcome Poet the Band. Oh my
Hello.
gosh, I'm so excited that you're back. I just can't wait to hear about everything.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be back.
So, you guys have been really busy.
Yeah, a little bit.
So, do you guys get a chance to sleep at all, or do you just leave
Uh,
a little bit of time to come on cool podcasts?
Sleep is definitely overrated. We stay very busy between the two of us. Yes.
And man, and when I say busy, you've stepped it up on all fronts. I mean, like I was saying in intro, I mean, every time I go on TikTok, and it's something different every time. I love it.
Yeah, we try to stay very active on the socials. It's proven to work, and yeah, it's just what we do.
Now, how did the whole documentary come up? Like, how did that become in play?
So Aiden has been a cinematographer. That's the reason why we have 12 music videos. And he kind of wanted to just do something really different and unique when the band first started and was like, hey, I'm going to document this whole thing. And maybe at some point we shop it to like Netflix or like enter it into film festivals or whatever. But the real premise behind it was like, what it's like to start a band in your 30s. A lot of people think like you got to be young. I think that's very, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't think you have to be young. We've all failed for a long ass time, and you learn a hell of a lot by failing. So I think it's just like a unique proposition to be like, hey, we're a bunch of dudes in our 30s. We're starting a band. Here's our journey. And throughout the whole 2.5 years of us shooting the documentary, it's kind of changed drastically. It originally was supposed to be about the band, and we've gotten interviews with people like Josh Balls, Bob Becker, and now it's kind of like transformed into what is your definition of success. And while it's going through our whole lifeline of the band, like we're involving other industry folks and getting their takes on it and their background. So I hope it doesn't evolve again into something entirely different, but I guess we'll just see, because we've got, I think, 5 terabytes of footage. So we have a lot of stuff to sift through.
That's so fun. And I've been watching from the beginning, so I've kind of seen how like your clips have evolved, and you guys look like you're having so much fun with it now.
Yeah, I mean, like we've always had fun with it. I think, at least for me personally, I was very cringy. I didn't want to be on camera. I didn't want to talk, which is odd because I did internet radio for like 10 years. But now it's just us two. So when one of us is busy, you got to lean heavily on the other person. And I was just like, fuck it. I got to get in front of the camera and talk to people and sort of look presentable and not and ah constantly. The one thing that's been very interesting is that I really did not think anybody gave two shits about the drummer or like anything that I have going on. And it's actually been really cool that a lot of people have just been like super supportive of not only the band, but myself. And like they get to kind of know you as a person. It's almost like reality TV back in the day, except it's in real time. It's like 60-second clips or whatever. But yeah, no, it's been interesting to say the least.
You know what? I think that's so important. And we've had, I mean, we're on what, 118 episodes or something like that. I mean, we've had so many bands on, and it seems like the bands that have like their own separate personality and relate to their fan base as a separate entity. Like, I feel like they do very well all around. Like, it adds to the band. It's a great promoting thing. And I think it gives people a chance to get to know you.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like it's you know, you could see the people on stage, you could see them play their shows, but do you like know who they are as an individual? And I feel like that's kind of something people will like kind of cling on to. Like you might not even give a shit about the drummer, but you might be like, "Oh, dude, like I like this dude's outlook on life. I like that he's a booking agent. I like that he does this, that, and the other." And, you know, same thing for Aiden as well. Like someone could be an aspiring photographer or cinematographer, and then when we're like, yeah, like we shoot all of our own music videos, we do all of our own, you know, photo shoots, booking, everything. It kind of lets people know, like, yeah, you can wear a lot of hats. I wouldn't advise it to an extent, but yeah, I feel like getting that personal connection with people is hugely important. And you led on to it by saying every time you open up TikTok, that's been, as much as I hated TikTok as an IT professional for like morality and like security reasons, it's been probably one of the most important tools that we probably could have ever asked for. You know, we respond to every comment, every message. We've had people come out to our shows all throughout the country because they randomly saw us on TikTok. It's pretty wild.
So, has there been anything that has not, that you guys kind of wanted to keep out of the documentary or away from the band? Like,
Nope.
do you guys keep any of your personal life personal, or is it you just let it all out?
No, we are very, very open and transparent. Obviously, like we've posted clips with ex members. Um, there's been a few clips that we posted that were very, very accurate and might have annoyed or pissed off some people potentially. But no, there's really nothing to hide because it's almost like being in a relationship. Like you have your ebbs and flows and the peaks and the valleys and stuff. If anything, and it's gonna sound really fucking cringy to say it, it's gonna make for good content. People love drama, people love bullshit, so there's really nothing or any reason to hide it. It's just been the evolution of the band. It's been the evolution of us as individuals, whether it's musicians or as people. So yeah, there's really nothing to hide. So yeah.
Has there been any moments so far where, like, you didn't even kind of realize it until you were kind of shooting the documentary and you're like, wow, like I didn't realize that either another member felt the way that they like, was there any moments that until you kind of were shooting it and living in that moment that you realized it was even happening? Because I mean, you guys have done a lot and it's all been on camera.
The one thing that has stood out to me is just people's fake personalities and putting on a facade. You know, you'll hear, "Oh, I'm in it. I'm gonna die for this, and I give it my all." And then watching some of those clips back, and I'm just like, "Did you really know?" It kind of just speaks to the quality of the person. And I mean, we've all ran into it, whether it's relationships or friends. Like, this person is the person that you love or like you've been best friends with, and you know, shit happens, whatever, and then they're out of your life. And yeah, it's just kind of one of those things. It's that's just life, you know what I mean? So watching some of them back kind of brings up a little bit of I don't want to say anger because it's not really anger, just kind of like, oh, you're disingenuous, like you totally were all about it, and then boom, you flip a light switch and now you're not all about it. So
It's kind of wild when you do have a camera following around or you're like doing something where someone is filming you, because I know whenever I do like a live filming or like I'll talk to crowds or like whatever, I mean, there's always people that like come up and just literally they don't even know what's going on and they just want to be on film.
Yeah.
Have you like kind of felt that with any of the places that you've gone? Like, have there been any like photo bombers?
No, not really. It's actually kind of interesting. I watch a lot of like YouTubers, mainly in like the automotive space, and I see a lot of that. But what's interesting is like I got flown out to Sacramento to see some showcases, a showcase for a bunch of bands because they were interested in having me book them, and
Okay.
I'm walking around with my phone out. They're like, "Oh, are you like a vlogger?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm documenting this trip, but no, I'm a booking agent." Um, yeah, no, we haven't really ran into that, to be completely honest. It is kind of funny though when we walk in with like an FX3 or an FX6 and we got the easy rig and shit, and people are like, "Oh, dude, is this like a major fucking film, or you guys have like uber expensive equipment?" Um, but it's just like from the time the band started, it was always be recording, like always have someone in the band always has to have their phone out. Like you never know if you're going to capture something in the moment that you just can't recreate. It's going to be super authentic, super organic, and that's just like that was hard for me at the beginning because I didn't want to do that. I was like, I just want to do drums, booking, leave me be. And now, like the last tour that I did with the Almas, I think I did 23 or 24 reels in a row every day from that for that tour. And then I had a couple little like health things come up that kind of took my attention away from doing that. And I'll be honest, 60 seconds seems like it's not a lot, but when you're trying to document your whole day, especially when you're on tour, it's hard to find 60 seconds of like really good content. But it was on the flip side, it was really cool. A lot of people reached out to me, like, dude, like, why did you stop? I really enjoyed it. It was like I was living through you on tour. Like you're going to all these different spots and shit. And I
I
honestly didn't.
I
I didn't think
agree.
anyone
I
cared.
agree with whoever said that because
No, it was and like I watched Gabe from I Prevail. He actually grew up in the same town and went to the same high school I did. And like I love his vlogs and how he shoots them. And I kind of just like was like, I'm not going to do any talking. I'm just going to post text. And like this is a day in the life of what it's like. And there was at least 5 or 6 people that were like bummed when I missed a day. And I was like, damn, people actually care about this. This is wild. But yeah, we've kind of just conditioned ourselves to always be recording.
now I have a question. Since you guys are like have kind of moved a lot over to TikTok, I find like when I started doing TikTok on the regular, I found that it was like a little bit harder to capture like regular pictures, or like to me, they were just like boring because it wasn't movement. And I got so used to being on camera. I just happened to notice that you guys like don't exactly have the most like still pictures. Like you have fan pictures, but like you don't have like a ton of still pictures of you guys. Do you find it easier now to just do motion videos?
Um, so let me unpack that and I'll try to not go off on a tangent.
Oh,
So
you can go
we
off on a tangent.
we when we post, the process is the same every time we post. It's a story and a reel, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Blue Sky, Red Note, blah 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 blah.
You're
So
consistent.
we don't cater to one. Like when I make a reel or if I do a picture, whatever the fuck it is, it's the same across the board.
Okay.
When we do photos, it seems on TikTok, in my opinion, and I'm not an expert by any stretch, that it's always you're finding out if it's going to work or if it's not going to work. Now, when we get like really good photos from like Upheaval or a festival, and then we add some text to it, that seems to do really, really well. But TikTok and even our reels just in general do so much better statistically across the board and from
You
the
get a
analytics.
lot of engagement. That's why.
Well, that's the name of the game, is engagement.
Yeah,
And
but I mean, like, I know a lot of people that post on the regular and do basically the same kind of thing that you do. But I mean, your engagement underneath, like, your fans, they're along for the ride. Like, I mean, I know that, like, I'll read something underneath and, like, I mean, they're following every single thing.
So there's kind of a method behind that, and chasing a vanity metric like 30, 40, 50K monthlies on Spotify, whatever. I work with bands that have that, and we will consistently outsell them on pre-sales, all this shit. And it's not me sitting here going, "Oh, we're fucking great, fuck you," or anything. It's that there is a process in place that we have been doing since the very, very beginning, and that was building a foundation. And in my opinion, and let me ask you this, because I think this would be some very good content for you. Which do you think would be easier, getting 1,000 diehard super fans for your band or getting 40, 50, 60K monthlies on Spotify?
Which one would be harder?
Correct.
Oh, definitely getting the fans in the door. I mean, like,
well, no. I mean, do you think it's harder for a band to get 1,000 diehard fans or to get 40, 50, 60K monthlies on Spotify? Which one do you think is harder?
I think it's harder to get the diehard fans.
I disagree with that 1,000%.
Now,
Now,
why would you say that?
because it's really not overly difficult to make somebody a super fan. We've literally had people that just on a whim messaged us, or like, "Hey, I love this song. It got me through a rough time," or whatever. And I'm just like, "Oh, dude, thank you so much. Like, if you want to chat, if you're going through something, like, I'm all ears. Trauma dump, vent to me, whatever." And there's been many a time where I have spent 2, 3, 4 hours just like going back and forth with people. And that's the kind of shit that matters. But to go back to my original statement, if you can capture 1,000 fans, 1,000 real people, and they spend $100 on your band a year, merch, hoodies, shirts, CDs, tickets, whatever, that's $100,000. Obviously, you have other costs and shit. Mm-hmm. But I'm willing to bet if your band was profiting $100,000 a year, that would be kind of like life-changing money for your band, would it not?
Yeah.
So instead of chasing this vanity metric that means fucking literally nothing, like 50K monthlies does not guarantee bodies in the door. It doesn't guarantee this. It doesn't guarantee that. It looks cool. It's a flex. If honestly, you have that, more power to you.
I feel like so many people, even if you get the monthly subscriber, like, I don't know. I find with the different bands, even if you have the subscribers or like anything online, like, people just assume that you kind of like bought them. Like,
I mean, there's a hell of a lot to do. I'm not going to lie. I mean,
that's why I was giving you so much credit for posting the way that you do and keeping it so consistent and building that up with your fans, because I mean, I know even with content creating, like, I ask everyone that is doing their thing and succeeding with it, like, what's your secret? Because I mean, I get times when I'm like, yeah, I don't feel like showing my face.
No, it's funny. I tell hundreds and hundreds of bands, like, constantly that consult, "Oh, dude, we love what Poet's doing. We want to do the same thing. Like, you guys are great. This and that." And then I literally give them exactly what we do to a fucking T. And then it's, "Oh man, that sounds like a lot of work," or, "Oh man, like, I wish we could just pay somebody to do it." And there's just something that you can't replace with authenticity. And like I said, I respond to every fucking comment, every fucking message on all platforms. Like, I spend a lot of time day in and day out. And then just being a genuinely good person, I think, that holds a lot of weight too. And I mean, if you've been in the music industry for any amount of time, there's a lot of people that aren't genuine. They're not very good people. There could be very huge, uber famous people that they're just not good people. But I think what did it for me was right during COVID. August Burns Red's tour, I think they were on the second day. Obviously, the whole world shut down or whatever. And I was doing this internet radio thing, and I messaged Matt on Instagram, and I was like, "Hey, dude, like, I've seen you guys like 60 fucking times. Like, you're one of my favorite drummers. Sucks that the tour got canceled. Would you be able to hop on for like 30, 40 minutes and just like chat?" He was like, "Oh, dude, I'm totally down. Like, send me the details, blah, 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 blah." And like that made my fucking world. And I was like, this to me, he is like way, way, way up there as far as like
I know that
drummers,
feeling.
bands, and it made me feel amazing. And when we started randomly having people message us, getting tattoos of our logo and shit, I was like, you know what? Maybe this person needs that kind of like reciprocation or validation or whatever. So I'm always going to do that because I know how much that made me feel amazing. And if somebody cares about our little ass band, like I'm sure they would feel amazing if, you know, it was reciprocated and we, you know, showed them love and respect back. So that's been a big thing for Aiden and myself. So yeah, that's the secret sauce. We give a fuck and we try to talk and network to every person that we can.
So right now with the new song coming out and like all of the stuff that you've been working on recently, how would you describe the band in 3 words right now?
Uh, Broke as fuck, tired, and incredibly excited about the next era or chapter of the band. Um, so I'm gonna try not give away too much because then there's nothing for people to continue to follow us for. But we had to take a little bit of a step back this year from like the touring and mainly focused on doing festivals, and those were really good. Had a hell of a time, played for
Tell us
some
about
amazing
some.
crowds. Right. And when you lose, you know, both of your guitar players, it makes the writing process a little bit more difficult, especially as a drummer and a vocalist. So we had to get very creative on how we were going to continue writing. And that's kind of where the acoustic versions of these songs came out. It was like, okay, like we can reimagine these songs to kind of fill these gaps. And in my opinion, I was the only, well, let me rephrase that. Aiden and I were full bore, let's do acoustic versions of every song that we have. And it was for a multitude of reasons. It's like, I don't want to say it's double dipping per se, but if we wanted to do like a VIP package, I feel like if you do that sort of thing, Wage War did it great. They did a VIP upgrade where they did a Q&A, they did some acoustic songs, and I was like, dude, that's fire. Like, we should do some shit like that.
It's
So,
brilliant. It's a brilliant
yeah,
idea.
yeah, and like I feel like if a band does a VIP upgrade and it's like early access to merch, it's like, dude, that's such disingenuous. Like they're paying 30, 40 extra dollars to get the shirt they probably could have gotten, whatever. So yeah, like I wanted to make sure it was more content. Content is king. That's the way the world is, right? But I wanted us to be able to have those songs reimagined in a different way that could kind of like encompass a different emotion, just like it's not a carbon copy of said song. So, for instance, with the Sin Eater acoustic song, we originally were going to have that as a secret track on the album, which it is. Unfortunately, one of the members, Jettison, didn't finish the song. And we basically had a few days before the album had to get sent off for reproduction and all that shit before the tour that we went on. So we booked some studio time in Bristol with our buddy Matt at Audio Oasis. He's a homie. He's an amazing dude. And I got there early. Aiden, I think, was like an hour or so later than I was. And Matt's like, hey, dude, like, what do you want the song to start out? Like, what do you want with this? Where are you feeling like vibes? And like, I'm a drummer and a booking agent. I have no production history at all. So he's fired all these questions at me. And I'm like, oh, let's do some like air raid sirens and let's make it kind of like ominous and blah, 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 blah. And he starts doing some piano shit. And I'm like, oh, dude, this is great. Like, I love it. Like, let's do this. And then we start going through the structure of the song and we get to the bridge where it's like, are you going to rip out my heart? And I was like, damn, no, it'd be really cool is if like we double that part up and it's like, are you going to rip out my heart? Use it as a weapon as a dark. And then the second time through, have Aiden be like, are you going to rip out? Like, just fucking belt the shit out of it. And Matt's like, oh, dude, this is fucking awesome. And he's doing the guitar and all this other stuff. So Aiden shows up and we start cutting the vocals for it. And it comes to that part. Neither of us mentioned, hey, like we switched this up or whatever. And he's in the booth. He's like, wait, what the fuck? He's like, did I fuck this up? And we're like, oh, shit, no. We forgot to tell you. We changed the structure a little bit. And then randomly Dave Egger, who's worked with like Evanescence, Coldplay, Avenged Sevenfold, he was going to be doing a song with Carlos Santana at that studio later that night. And Matt's like, oh, let me call him and get him in here to do cello and strings on it. And fucking 20 minutes later, he's in there. So it came together in like the most beautiful, most organic way possible. And the other part of it is I had always tried to throw like my 2 cents with like production and like writing, and it was always fuck you, you're the drummer, stay in your lane. And this was the very, very first time where I actually had input on it. And I'm not saying it's like, oh, Kevin did a great job, but I feel like the stuff that I contributed to this song make it as badass as it is. So yeah, the acoustic stuff's been great. We have 23 other songs that are basically ready to get like recorded and fleshed out and everything entirely. We have 2 songs, one of which is 100% done. I can't say who the collab is with, but when it comes out, it's going to be epically amazing. The second one is with another artist that I was actually their booking agent from day one until they signed with Sony, and I'm incredibly excited about that one. So we have so much music, and we're itching to get it out. But as you know, you're waiting for the mix, you're waiting for the master, and you know we're playing the waiting game right now. So we're
So
just
when should we like put you in that you'll be coming back on to talk about all this like crazy collabs of music? Because we'll just look at it now. Like we've been filling up pretty quickly.
So the collab with that artist should have been done months ago. One of the members passed away, so we, out of respect, didn't want to release it to make it look like we were trying to capitalize on it or anything. They signed with a pretty big label, so we're going through the co-writer and being able to tag them and all that stuff. Okay, so we're basically kind of just navigating the red tape there. I'm incredibly fucking excited about this song. It is a very, very heart-wrenching and depressing song, but sonically and musically, it is a very, very good fucking song. It kind of explains and tells the tale of like what happened to that individual, and I feel like a lot of people are going to be able to relate to that on a very, very real level. And we were really, really trying to get it done before we played Upheaval, because we really wanted to perform that song live at Upheaval as a like remembrance, respect kind of thing. Didn't work out in our favor, but yeah, the music we got coming is I'm just so fucking excited, and I'm like a little kid. I'm like, I just want to release it now. Like let us put it out. But we're stuck waiting.
So with some of these festivals, because your music, I mean, you could really fit in with, I believe, like almost other than like maybe classical or like folk art or folk or Americana. Like other than that, like you basically could fit in most, like with most genres. Who are some of the people that you hit the stage around? I'm curious, like what fans did you kind of pull in? Because let's just admit it, you guys are really charming when you're on stage. Like, you were picking up those fans as you're like selling your t-shirts.
It's interesting. Like when we did the Eva Under Fire show at the Music Factory, we were by far the heaviest band on that bill. And there was a little part of me that was a little nervous. I think we were the second band, and I was like, oh man, I really hope we don't like scare away these people or anything like that. And the line for our merch table lasted the entire band set after us, and then halfway through the set after that. And it was wild. Like the amount of autographs I have signed in the last 2 years is just absolutely fucking astounding to me. It feels great, honestly. It feels very, very special.
I love that you just said that, because I love when people sign a bunch of autographs, because I'm so curious. Like, I've watched like documentaries where people like have talked about how when they first signed something, they signed it one way, and how like their signature kind of changed over time. First of all, I want to ask you, has that happened? And Did you kind of have like a signature that you were going with before you had to start like signing autographs?
No, so this is so funny you asked that. I have been ridiculed for the longest time. My handwriting is shit, and my signature is shit. It's very, very quick and very, very easy. It has not changed, no. But it like I remember like back in the day watching like Behind the Music, and they're like, "Oh, sign my tits," or like whatever. We've had people that are like, "Dude, just sign my arm. I'm gonna like go get it tattooed," kind of thing. All the things that you think like big rock stars experience, like we have been experiencing it, and we're not big rock stars. It's very wild. It feels amazing and incredibly humbling all at the same time.
I could see you
It's
just
wild.
giving the guy like a hug or like the woman a hug if they said they were going to get a tattoo. Like,
Yeah, I mean, obviously, with the way the world is, I try to not be like overly like touchy and feely.
yeah.
So like you might notice in a lot of pictures, like I always put my arms behind my back. People can be fucking weird and shit.
Hey,
So
that's actually really smart, and I might start doing that.
but at the same time, you don't want things to get taken out of context. And I fully believe in just being respectful to people's boundaries, beliefs, and all that stuff. So, being able to interact with fans and just like the sheer amount of love they give us it's insane. And that's kind of one of the biggest driving factors. Like I got laid off in April. My whole life's a fucking shit show and a mess right now. But every night I get to play a show, every time I get to talk to fans, it's like that is I couldn't ask for anything more. That makes my life worth living. I wish that came with a paycheck that could support my living. But yeah, no, it's special. That's the
Let's
best
hear
thing.
let's hear about some of the special like run-ins you've had with fans or weird ones, either or.
We haven't really had any weird ones. The coolest thing for me was Upheaval. Being from Michigan, my entire career as a Michigan, I got like no love in Michigan at all. And I moved down to Tennessee, and then we got asked to play Upheaval the previous 2 years. And
Mhm.
unfortunately, we were on tour and we were halfway across the country. We couldn't swing it, so I had to cancel. So we got back from our West Coast tour in October of last year, and their booking person, I hit them up and I'm like, listen, I swear to God, we're not going to bail on you next year. What do I got to do to get Poet on it? And she responds back. She's like, no, you're good. Like, I'm glad that you're making the commitment now. Just don't pull out and fucking pull shit on me, after
Yeah.
we confirm it. And I was like, no, like we're not touring next year, festivals and music. So we get to Upheaval. We attended day one. They let us in like for free and shit, which was super cool. And then day two, we are the first band on the Upriser stage, which we sold more tickets than the other bands, so we got upgraded to a bigger stage, which was super fucking cool. But it's at the top of this giant hill, like a giant fucking hill. And gates, I think, opened at 12:45, and we went on at 1:25. And like to get up that hill is like a 20-30 minute ordeal. It's steep and shit. So we're there. We got there at like 9 a.m. We got all of our shit figured out, sound checked, etc. And it's like 10 minutes before we go on, and there's like maybe 10 people in front of the stage. And I'm just like, oh my God. I'm like, we busted our asses for this. Like, this is supposed to be such a special moment. And like, it meant a lot to me being from Michigan to be able to play, on a festival of that size with the bands that we're playing. And so I walked back to where our van was, and like we're just sitting there like trying to hype each other up, and I'm looking at them like, guys, like it's not looking too good. Like let's just look like we're fucking having the time of our lives. And then they did a little intro with one of the local radio stations, and we start making our way back to the stage, and there's like fucking 600 people there. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened in the last 10 minutes? And there was multiple people that had like actual poster board signs. One of which was an individual I'm in like this group chat with, and she's like, Kevin's like my favorite drummer. And then there was another one that said like, I ran up the hill for Poet the band. it was like WWE level like shit with people with
That's
signs, and I'm just sitting there going, what the fuck just happened in the last 10 minutes? Um, that was highlight of my life as a musician, though, hands down.
Oh, that's so awesome. I thought you were gonna be like, yeah, they all started coming over the hill like as we started playing, like they were coming to like fight.
No, we literally spent 3 hours after our set signing autographs and taking pictures with people. It was it was bonkers.
Now, were you more nervous seeing the 10 people standing there, or were you more nervous seeing the 600 people standing there?
I don't really get nervous. Like walking up on the stage, and I looked out and I was like, oh, wow. I was like, there's a lot of fucking people here. This is crazy. But then, like, as soon as I start the session, it's like blinders kind of go on. I'm not really focused on whether it's 5 people or 500, whatever. I'm here to do my job, play music, and do it as best as I can, and just look like I'm having fun, right? And to be honest, the biggest and most important thing, maybe like younger or newer musicians, play to a click track. It is your best fucking friend, and it will alleviate any issues with like the nervousness factor, because you're not relying on the sound guy. You're not relying on the fucking guitar player starting the song 50 BPMs too fast. Like everything is cold calculated. It will get you in your special spot, your zone, and then you're fucking good. So that has eliminated any of the issues I had in any other band that I was in the past, for sure.
Now, did you have any moments? Because festivals, I mean, anything can happen. Were there any moments at any of the festivals that you were playing where, like, it just got wild?
I would just say the brutal heat that we had to endure on some of them. It was crazy humid. It was super fucking hot. Like when we played Rock for Vets, I think it was like 98 degrees out, and there was like no trees, no coverage. And like I'm just sitting here dumping cold bottles of water like all over myself to like keep myself cool. I get through a song and then my shit's bone dry. um, but yeah, no, nothing too wild. All of our sets have gone, smoothly. The crowd engagement was phenomenal. Like, I don't know if you saw the one reel I posted where it was like a pair of drumsticks, like $11, controlling the crowd, priceless or whatever. And like, I used to always think that was super cringy when the drummer's like, oh yeah, like let's fucking go.
Yeah, until you're there and you're looking out, and then it's not cringy.
Yeah, so our intro for Miss Misery is like basically EDM of the electronics for it. It's like dun, dun, and it's like and I'm like, fucking let's go. And then I just hear the whole crowd fucking clapping, and I'm like, oh my god, this is fucking incredible. It felt so amazing. Like words cannot describe it. It was awesome.
So, would you say that that's your favorite song right now to perform live?
No, I fucking love playing Like a Devil because it's a really heavy and fun song to play on the drums. And it sucks because we've eliminated it from our set currently, obviously because we have more new music and all that stuff. But we will be bringing that one back, thank God, because that is literally my favorite song to play. We don't really have any songs that I'm like, Think of You, which is a huge fan favorite, is a lot slower paced. And at the beginning, I was like, I don't really technically enjoy playing it, but when you're playing a hot ass festival and you need a cool down chill song, it comes in clutch for that. So we really don't have any songs where I'm just like, do we have to play that?
Okay, for a first time listener of your music, what song? And you can add in the single that you're about to drop. What song would you say that they should listen to first?
I think Miss Misery's got to be it because we're a pop metal band. We're not like overly heavy, even though we play in like drop F sharp. There is double bass and some blast beats and stuff here and there, but it's just one of those things where like we want it to be palatable to where if you're a metalcore fan, if you're a rock fan, anything in between, like, yeah, you may not like a devil, but Think of You is like ballady as shit. I was honestly surprised that we even did that song. Sin Eater, while it's not sonically heavy, like the lyrical content of that song is very, very deep and very, very heavy, which you can look at like Lorna Shore, like some of these other bands, they can write incredibly emotional music while it's like brutally heavy, and you wouldn't think that it's like that emotional. So I think we just, that kind of sums up our band in one song, but like we have songs at both ends of the spectrum. So that's the gateway drug for the band, I guess, to answer your question.
So which video would you tell fans to watch first? We've got a
Hmm.
lot.
Yeah, I mean, we have 12 videos. It's tough to say, but I would probably just say As Above, So Below, because that is the current state of the band. We are a two-piece, and we were both like really nervous. Like, should we just get some fill-ins, like just for the video? But it's a very, very good song, and I think being able to rock it as a two-piece and have the video turn out that way, and the positive response we've gotten from it, I would say this is the current state of Poet the Band. Check that out. And it doesn't deviate very much from Miss Misery. There's just no screaming. I think there's 2 screams total on the second EP, which I'm not gonna lie, I was a little butthurt. I wanted to have some more screaming in some parts, but we've got some pretty heavy shit coming. So fear not.
So our fans like to, our viewers like to hear about like Easter eggs in the videos. So can you think of any little Easter eggs that they can look for?
It's funny. We have talked about doing exactly that. We have not put it into place yet.
You
But
could have just said that you got to look for a number 3. It plays like somewhere in the middle.
no, we're gonna lean. I want to say what I want to say, but I don't want to give away too much. We have things in the works that are gonna be like, not like Sleep Token level of lore, but it's really going to make people think. And then when they finally see and hear the shit, it's all going to make sense. That's what I will
I
say.
love that. That's funny because when I was doing the intro, like I was gonna use the word like you're luring, and like I was like, I don't know how they'll take that with the way that I was like, I was like, I'm just gonna use a different word, but you really are, and you guys don't really like. I don't think even a lot of the stuff that you do that does kind of draw people, I don't even think you're like doing anything than what you would regularly do. And I like people like to watch you. Like I know that I'll watch your videos all the way through. And for me to do that, I'm gonna be honest, like I don't usually. I'll go through and support everybody. Like I'm pushing
Right.
those likes, I'm writing my comments, but do I sit there through everyone's 1 minute or 10-minute videos? No, I definitely
Right.
don't. But
No, I get it. I'm the
I
same way.
do
Trust
kind
me.
of want to know what's going on. Like, are you gonna start like at some point like putting episode blah 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 so people know like if they jump in like what it's referring to from behind? Like, are you gonna link it like a story?
Um. All right. So I'm gonna dive a little deep. So Aiden auditioned at Juilliard 2 years ago. And when we were driving to North Carolina to shoot a music video, him and I were on the phone for like 2 fucking hours. And I was like, dude, it'd be really cool to like incorporate like theatrical level stuff into our live show. So like maybe you have like a monologue at the very beginning. And I'm not saying Ice Nine Kills would be a great example, but not ripping off Ice Nine Kills. And so we have been talking about all these different things, including the Easter eggs, and we're going through a full rebrand, like an entire rebrand. So the band is going to look aesthetically and visually entirely different. And I'm not going to give you too much of it, but basically Death Arrow was like the teenage version of Poet the Band. The prologue is like the darker, maybe late teens, whatever. But like we want every album, every EP, whatever, to just be like a different version of the band. Like Starset, for instance, they have like the fucking spacesuits and shit. Like there could be an album in an era of Poet the Band that might have something like that. There might be something very, very dark, like 1800s vampirical inspired, where we're wearing like pale face paint and shit, whatever. The gimmick thing is something we didn't necessarily want to do with it being forced. We were like, we want to do something that like we want to do, and that's why we're gonna do like a whole rebrand, and every chapter of the band is gonna be the next chapter. So if like you've ever come to one of our shows, we have an antique journal with a quill, and everybody signs it. Like we're leaning very heavily into the poet thing, but like it could be 1800s, it could be 2100, whatever. Like poets of different eras are going to look different, they're going to feel different, they're going to sound different. So we're just carrying that and leaning very heavily into it.
Oh, that's so fun. I would love to see that book like appear like somewhere in your music videos and kind of be like almost like a signature that like they can kind of look for your like the quill and the book and the videos.
So man, you're really prying, and I'm trying to not give away too much. Basically,
I'm good at that. I've been doing this a long time.
Basically, MGK did a short film a number of years ago, and every song on the album, like there was a music video in it. Mm-hmm. We're gonna kind of do something like that, and I won't give away what the aesthetic and all that shit's gonna be, but that's our plan for the next EP, is to have a short film with actors, actresses, etc., and then all the singles, the music videos are going to be a part of it. So,
oh, that's so fun. Now, are you gonna let some of your fans be involved in like the music videos as extras or like whatever? Are you gonna like open that up a little bit?
That I don't think we've even thought that far ahead, to be completely honest. We've been talking about the short film thing for probably 8 months, and just with the festivals and everything else, like, you know how it is. It's like, oh, we're gonna do this, and then like 9 months later, like, fuck, we need to go back to like this thing that we were talking about. I would totally be down and open to do it. It kind of depends on a number of variables. The main being just the vision and the aesthetic of what we're looking for. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to say what that is because it will give away a lot.
Okay.
But either way, I'm totally down. Like any fan engagement, interaction, stuff that we can do to have them be a part of the whole thing, I'm always all for it. And that could be makeup, it could be lighting, it could be whatever. But
so hear that, guys, everybody, their information's going at the bottom of the screen. Make sure you follow them because they'll be posting when they need extras or what they need for different things that they're doing.
Yeah, if you're into the SFX makeup game, anything like that, definitely holler at us.
That's fun.
That's the most I could say right now.
Well, let's talk about now. Do you have any? I know you've been on a festival kick. Do you have any upcoming shows that you have scheduled?
So we were supposed to make a run down to Mississippi in November. Unfortunately, that got canceled. It was just going to be 3 shows. We, like, logistically, money-wise, we couldn't swing it, and we're just, because I'm out on tour with the Almas right now, and I get back October like 11th or 12th, and then like Aiden and I need to get together. We need to like get back to the shooting content together. We've got all the recording and stuff that we need to get done, and then we're also planning so much documentary shit for next year where we're either going to have to drive or fly out to like meet with these people. So yeah, the shows, as much fun as they are, we do kind of need to take a step back. And as much as that pains me and hurts me as a booking agent, and I just love playing live shows, we kind of just got to have that, hey, if you missed us, it might be a little bit until you get to see us again. So the next time you see us, you better fucking come out, because it could be 6 months, could be a year. And I wish that wasn't the way that it was. I wish we could just be road dogs and play every night. But
Hey, you gotta take it. You gotta take a break to create at some point.
it's a balancing act at the end of the day. It's tough.
Now, has there been anything that you've kind of come across since like touring with the other bands that you kind of were thinking like, oh, I might incorporate this with something that I'm doing?
So the whole like stick clapping thing, I started doing that with the Almas during Pull the Pin. And it was just one of those things where I was like, oh, like I'll find a spot to kind of like, I wasn't sitting there going, I have to do it. It was just, it happened so organically. And when we played in Scranton before Upheaval, like there was a really fucking good crowd, and it's just like dun 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 dun, and I'm like, let's fucking go, and like everyone starts clapping and shit, and now I'm like, well, fuck, like this is my shtick now, so that is what I'm gonna do. But it just,
was that at the Ritz?
Yes, that was at the Ritz. It just
Dude,
happened.
I can just imagine that.
Yeah, it just
Like,
happened
I
so
love
organically.
the Ritz. Like, I try to go up there whenever I can. It is a distance for me, and my son is in school now, so it's a little harder for me to
Right.
make that trip. But man, I could just see you guys really. I mean, that whole venue is just so much fun.
Oh yeah, it was funny after the show. Josh was like, "Oh, you know, did you have a good time?" I'm like, "Dude, you guys treat us amazing." I was like, "How did it sound?" He goes, "Dude, you guys are fucking loud." And I was like, "Dude, we run our entire session off of my fucking phone, because when said member quit, we lost our live rig, and we're in the process of rebuilding that." But it was just so hilarious. And he was like, "Yeah, dude, like your shit was fucking bumping." And I go, "Funny, it's all running off of an iPhone." He goes, "Bro, get the fuck out of here." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I have that plugged into my mixer. You guys gave me the DI cable, and boom, that was it." It's one track panned left and right. So I have the synths and click in my left ear, and then everything in front of the house is in my right ear. And I was like, this is the most basic setup ever. And it's really funny, when we played at Rock for Vets, one of the other bands just invested a ton of money in a MacBook and like all this stuff. They left the MacBook outside in the fucking sun, and they got about 20 seconds into their first song, poof, laptop fucking dunzo. And they ended up trying to, we kind of saved the day because our set was 28 minutes. And they allotted an hour for every band. So we're like, oh, dude, take your fucking time. Let the laptop cool off. Like, we will make up for it with our 28-minute set. And long story short, they played one song with no tracks. They just got through it. Mad respect to those guys. They were called Lost in Silence. Super good dudes. But after we got done playing, they're like, dude, like, you run that shit off your fucking phone? I was like, yeah, dude. Put it in airplane mode, just like bands used to do back in the day. And I was like, at the end of the day, like, if you're gonna have that setup, just have the session on your phone too. So if something fucking happens, boom, pop your phone in, good to go.
That's awesome. So is it crazy being a booking agent and touring with other bands, having your band? Like, is it a lot doing all that, or it kind of, you kind of have it like in the zone, like you said earlier?
I mean, it's a lot. I don't think many people would be able to juggle that many things. I don't know. I fucking just love it. Maybe I'm a glutton for punishment. I don't know. It does take a lot of like mental awareness when it comes to like advancing tours for other bands. Like, I've got Major Moment going out with Sleep Theory, and like, so I've never booked another tour with a agency like Satellite or TKO, so this was a first for me. And there's growing pains and things that you learn, because they're the big dogs. I'm just this little minnow down here doing my thing, while I'm on tour and while I'm doing social media admin for 7 bands and 2 businesses on top of it. So yeah, I mean, I like money, and I need to pay bills. So I think that's probably the biggest thing is I'm just trying to survive.
Definitely. Well, I'm glad that you guys, I mean, I'm so happy that you guys were doing your thing. And I mean, honestly, I think what you guys needed was to do festivals.
Oh,
Like,
that was literally the plan after the 3 tours was like little to no shows. Let's try and get as many festivals as humanly possible. And as a booking agent, I know it's not easy to get on festivals, especially like the DWPs, Upheaval, shit like that. Um, the fact that I was able to get us on some was pretty miraculous, and it was nice. It was a good feeling. I'm not gonna lie.
just gotta keep hitting up Steve Maple.
Oh, I'm good with Steve.
Yeah,
I talk
like
to him quite
do it
regularly.
and just feel he keeps asking about Michigan Metal Fest. Like, throw those harder songs out there. Like, Steve, come on now.
Steve's interested in us for that next year. So um, it was funny because I had submitted us, I think, the last 2 years, and this is not a knock at Steve or the festival by any stretch. Um, I think when you get into like the deathcore, where that's like the whole festival, like you kind of do limit yourself a little bit to the amount of reach. Um, and obviously, he's been successful doing it, and I'm very, very happy for him. But then he had submissions open, and I emailed him. He's like, "Hey, I'm really interested in Poet," and I'm like, I was like, are you going to kind of broaden it to not be just so concise to that genre? And if he does or if he doesn't, whatever, like that's his prerogative. But I do feel like from a business standpoint and just like a music perspective, do you want to be there for 8, 9, 10 hours just hearing like 20 versions of Lorna Shore? Even though I fucking love that band, there's ear fatigue. Like you want a little bit of variance, right? I don't know if that's the route he's going. If it is, that's fucking awesome. And if he doesn't, and we're the black sheep on that bill, fuck it, I'm all for it.
Oh, I go for the black sheep on the bill. Like, honestly, like, I mean, whenever I go to a festival, everybody like says they're like, oh, like the people around me, they're like, oh, festivals, like you only go. I've never gone to a festival and only been like paid attention to one band. I
Yeah,
mean, there's been a couple that there might only have been a couple bands that caught my attention, but I
right.
mean, like, I'm always looking for something new to listen to and a new sound. And like, that's part of the reason why I like going to festivals and bigger shows like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, tis their own, but I mean, I think it's really fun. Is it crazy going from the setup of one festival? Because I like from what I hear, they're set up completely different, and like everything about them is like different other than the stage and the fans. Is it
So
hard going for the ones that are like multiple days to ones that are one day? Like, is that a lot?
um from my perspective, it was the same. Show up, load in, get your shit ready, and then when it's go time, it's go time. Um, so I'm in Vegas right now, and I came here 2 years ago for Sick New World, and how they ran that festival was absolutely phenomenal. Like they had spinning stages, so like when Wage War was playing, the band after them, had their shit getting set up. I've never been involved in anything like that, which I would love to, obviously.
So you guys are
Um,
coming for the spinning stages.
I would love to.
Spinning universe.
When you have that many bands on a bill and it's like boom, boom, boom to a fucking T. The only thing that stood out to me of all the festivals I played was with Upheaval. They explicitly had no overlap. So like a band at this stage wasn't playing during a band with this stage, whatever. And they had it timed like to a fucking T. And I had a lot of respect for that because I think it's kind of disingenuous and fucked up if like Wage War's playing a stage, and then Motionless in White's playing the same stage, and like you have like less than 3 minutes to get there, or you're going to miss half the set or whatever. But they had that dialed in very, very good. And it was funny. Dead Poets Society headlined that stage, and they got delayed with like traffic and shit. So like their Dead Poets Society sound check was supposed to be from like 9 to like 10:30 or some shit. So we got there at 9, and we're unloading and whatever. And the sound guy's like, "Oh yeah, Dead Poets Society ain't gonna be here till like at least 1 o'clock. So like you guys can get on stage, take your fucking time." And not
Nice.
being rushed is like the most beautiful thing ever, even though our jobs are hurry up and wait. Like just being able to take my sweet ass time, get everything dialed in, set up exactly the way that I wanted, and then 2 hours to just fucking chill. It was beautiful.
That's awesome. I'm so happy for you guys. So, one more time, since we're getting close on time. So, when does the new song drop?
So the Sin Eater acoustic version comes out this Friday, technically Thursday night at midnight. So as soon as it hits 12 o'clock, boom, it will be on all streaming services. And then as far as anything else goes, I don't have a definite timeline, but I would like to have 2 more songs out before the end of the year, just to kind of keep with like that 8-week, 9-week rotation.
Definitely. That's so fun. So
It's
fun. And
fun.
I definitely like, I can't wait to hear the acoustic version. I can't wait to hear just what you're coming up with, the collabs. Now I'm like all curious. Like I said, everybody go under and follow. It's the only way you're going to hear about it.
No, I appreciate it. We're incredibly excited, and that's something that, as a musician, like it's tough. Like you're obviously always excited about putting out new music, but like I'm like a fucking little kid with it. I'm like, can we just get the shit done and get it out? Because I feel so strongly about it. And there's every band I've been in, there's a couple songs where you're just like, whatever, like it's not really my favorite. Like I really like this song or whatever. Everything that we have done up until this point and everything that we're working on, I'm just super fucking stoked, and like I just want to get it out.
Now, what have your fans said when you kind of have said like you're going an acoustic style? Like, what is their reaction? And even to like the clips that you've posted online and stuff like that, what has kind of been the fans' reaction of that?
So the overall reaction is they're just like, holy fuck, this is wildly amazing. We released Miss Misery, and then we released the acoustic version shortly after. So like it's not a new thing for us. And it's funny, World of Confusion got delayed by the producer. So we basically were like, fuck, we gotta put something out. And we were like, fuck it, let's just do an acoustic version. So it's nothing new for the band, and the OG fans know that. But like all these new people, and it's not a slight against them. They don't know us. They don't know our history and everything. They're just like their mind is blown. They're like, oh man, like this is, you got Dave Egger doing a cello, and you've got this, like you guys are pop metal, and then you're doing acoustic. I think it just kind of shows the versatility, and like we're not a one trick pony, and like we appreciate all forms of music. Like Aiden listens to fucking like Justin Bieber and fucking Britney Spears and like all this kind of poppy shit. I'm more of the metalhead, but I did some production work on this song, and I have never done that. It was awesome. So we don't want to pigeonhole ourselves. We do know we have sort of a lane to kind of stick in. So like if you're into like Bad Omens and shit, like you're gonna fucking love us.
Oh, I'm so excited. And I'm so excited to hear everything you got coming out. And definitely gonna be keeping an eye and following and making sure that I don't miss anything. Now, do you have any idea when your next music video will come out, or that'll just kind of, will that come out with the song, or will that follow after?
No comment. You will just have to stay tuned.
Love it.
You can read between the lines though.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to come on.
Of course. Thank you for having me. I always love these chats. It's a good time. I love your guys' platform and what you do for artists. So make sure you keep it up. And if you guys ever need anything, do not hesitate to reach out and ask.
Yeah, and anytime that you have new stuff coming on, we do blind reactions where we'll air and like watch the show. The only thing is we gotta have a part of it before it airs on
Right.
YouTube or else copyright and everything. But other
Yep.
than that, I mean, yeah, always down for whatever.
Awesome. Well, we'll definitely be in touch. There's going to be no shortage of new Poet the Band stuff for you.
Yeah, definitely. And real quick, when do you have an idea when you're going to release the documentary, or is it going to be in pieces, or how are you doing that?
We've been kind of struggling with that. Our original idea was to kind of do like episodes, like kind of like not Netflix kind of shit.
Yeah.
But we're like, if we want to shop it to a network or a film festival, like basically we got to have it be the documentary. And if we release it, if we want to do the episode thing, there's give and take with like both options. It's almost the same as like, do we do an EP or do we an album? Like there's pros and cons to each one. We're working on like securing some investors and trying to get some more bigger people involved. So a timeline, I cannot give you that. I would say at the very least, like maybe 2027, 28, if we're lucky. And every year that has gone by, even though we've been a band for just under 3 years, the original intention was like, oh, the whiskey show last October was going to be the finale. And then 2 members quit. And Aiden's like, all right, well, the documentary just fucking started. This is going to be the first like episode. And I'm like, bro, how are we going to compile 2 fucking years of shit into like a 20, 30-minute episode? But we're having a lot of fun with it. And it's going to be stay patient. And yeah, we'll
So
see.
it could be anytime.
I mean, I don't want to say it could be anytime because we have a hell of a lot of work ahead of ourselves, but it's definitely going to be one of those things where, I mean, if you followed us, we stealth drop a lot of music videos. Maybe we'll stealth drop the whole thing. You never know.
So fun. Love it. Everybody, again, go under, listen to Poet the Band, follow them, go to their shows. Though you'll be picking up next year. Taking a hiatus, just make sure that you watch all their music videos, listen to all their music on Spotify, be a monthly listener, subscribe, all that good stuff.